Sometimes you go to a chess tournament for the venue. This soon to be government office building has been built in the traditional Nepalese Newari style. It's got these intricate woodwork, windows, railings, pillars, beautiful brickwork, and a courtyard. It's a brand spanking new building, but built in old style, and they decided to do a chess tournament in it. This is the hall, and this the outside veranda. There's a little girl watching a game. The building is located in the center of the city in New Road, and it's been given the name Cultural House of Kathmandu. Now let's look at the tournament. This was a 10 plus 10 rapid for under 1900 players, and there were more than 200 participants. This is the list of the top players in the third Deputy Mayor Cup tournament. Hello, I'm Sagar for Everest Gambit, and I also took part in the tournament. I'm going to show you one of my games. I am currently rated 1639, and this was against a player who is 1777. Here we go. There are 3 games going on. We are in the center board. The game starts off normally with e4, c5, Sicilian. We have f3, c6. We have c3. This is the Alapin. I put the queen c7, which is apparently a mistake. I looked at the analysis, and it says advantage white, because now this pawn can be pushed. Takes, and white has a strong center, and then this knight can be harassed and the pawns pushed. But my opponent decided to bring the bishop out. This is a way of playing where you tuck the bishop in c2 and then push the pawns. I played e6. Yes, the bishop falls back, and I pushed that pawn. I put the queen there so that this pawn does not move forward, and I pushed this pawn because I wanted white to feel a bit cramped for space, and also I wanted to get rid of this pawn. Whenever this pushed, I wanted to take it and pass on. Anyways, so the pawn is pushed, I take it, and the queen moves forward. I bring out the knight, f6, bishop pins it, I bring the bishop out, castles. Now, with Sicilian, sometimes I play this fishing pole line where one of the knights lands in g4 and is supported by the pawn. So whenever it is taken, the S file opens up, and the queen and the rook attack at h2. That's what I was planning to do. Then takes, f4. I give a check. King moves to h1. Now I bring the knight forward. Queen falls back. Attack the knight. I protect it. Bishop takes. Queen takes. And knight moves forward. What I wanted to do next was put a bishop in this diagonal. The queen was ready to jump here, but there wasn't an attack yet. So I thought I'd put a bishop in this diagonal and then see what happens. I open the b pawn. Bishop falls back. I don't know why he pulled the bishop back. Maybe he wanted to go queen there when if I castle and then pawn there. But I didn't castle at all. Pulls the knight back, probably to challenge the knight there. I push the queen forward, attacking the h pawn, and this pawn is free because if the queen moves, I can take that. So I take the pawn, and give a check, then I move forward. It's very difficult for white to challenge my queen and the knight, except this knight jumping here. The rook moves forward for extra support. I go back with the bishop. Yes, and the knight comes forward. The pawn is pinned and they're ready to deliver a check to pick up the rook. So I decided to castle. I don't know whether castling was the right idea, but I did it anyways. So attack on the rook. Bishop moves forward. I wanted to keep the bishop because I thought the bishop was more powerful than the rook in the position. Takes. Bishop is challenged immediately. Knight falls back to attack the bishop. Takes. And the queen is challenged. Queen comes back. h3. Queen goes back to g6. Rook e1. And the knight occupies the central square of d5. King moves to h2 for safety. Then I push the h pawn to break open the position. Takes. I go back. Queen moves forward. I challenge the queen. Queen goes to g5, and then I challenge the queen. In this position, white had this check and the game immediately, but he didn't see it, nor did I. So I challenge the rook and the queen. Queen falls back to protect the rook. Take the rook. I take the pawn, f1, and I challenge the queen. Right. In the analysis that I did after the game with the engine, I saw that there was no clear and easy victory for black. The engine gave me -3, -4 advantage, but the victory was not clear. The engine wanted me to slow play this, push the pawns on the queen side and create a passer, because the white king is relatively open to to the black king. The black king is fairly safe. It cannot be challenged. the engine wants me to plant the rook there and then push the pawns. What we did instead, I pulled the queen back to access these squares. Rook moves forward, I give a check, go to grab the pawn, he goes to grab the pawn, then I move this. I thought I had a win, but he could simply take the pawn and protect everything. I make a lift for the king, the queen delivers a check and comes back. I take the pawn is pushed. Yes, I put the rook in the right square there. Now all I had to do was create a passer, because the white has no play here. But I keep moving the rook. Deliver this check. In this position, white was ready to take that rook. I saw that at the very last moment, so I pulled the queen back, and then we shuffle for a while. And then we exchange pieces, and then it was a draw. I had a good tournament. I scored 4.5 points, and I gained 10 rating points.